Happy holidays, everyone that watches these. I wish you a very warm whatever you celebrate. I think it's only fitting to cover an episode somehow related to the winter spirit. And I've had my eyes set on this one episode of The Simpsons for a while now. Marge Be Not Proud is a sad one. It captures the universal idea of a mom not being needed anymore. And unfortunately, the regrets and mistakes of kids that inevitably push themselves away from the people that love them the most. One of the strongest bonds in the world is between mother and son. And in the 7th season of The Simpsons, you can watch it break. When a commercial pops up on the TV, Bart quickly becomes obsessed with a new video game. Drooling over a disc, Bart uses his holiday spirit to go from begging his mom, to begging his friends, to begging the store. But no one's budging, and when Bart sees some shoplifters at the Try and Save, he gets a bad idea. And no sooner has he made the decision than he's caught for his crime by store security. Bart is terrified by his impending doom, but more so of how his parents will react than other authorities. And Bart, being as clever as he is, does whatever he can to save himself from the trouble of being yelled at. So he races back home to switch out the voicemail the security guard left his parents, and Bart lives another day. While Bart doesn't get the game, he's content with himself for escaping the line of fire. But there is a sort of holiday spirit karma that grabs Bart by the neck for a second time. The next day, the Simpsons go to the Try and Save for a Christmas photo, and Bart is forced to skate on very thin ice. In a snap, Bart is put on blast, but his loving mother Marge is so confident in her son that she doesn't believe that he is stolen. And in a moment, you can see Bart become a stranger in his mother's eyes. Bart is chastised by Homer, but quietly dismissed by Marge. And Bart mistakes a disturbing silence from his mother for being let off the hook. But the loving care of Marge is no longer there, and Bart realizes that the mom he thought he was too old for is absent in love. Marge has grown afraid that she has babied Bart for too long, and that her constant mothering is what has blinded her in knowing her real son. As Bart becomes more and more of the black sheep, his fears become more and more surreal. Instead of being afraid of spiders and sharks, Bart doesn't want to believe the fact that his mother might not love him anymore. Now, Bart is trying to obtain something more difficult than any expensive game: a mother's touch. What was a fascinating interest in a toy has already moved on to the next fad, as the video game represents materialism and its distracting qualities obstructing human love. It's filling the void of Marge's love that seems like the only thing that is unachievable now.
Tell me I'm good.
This episode is heartbreaking because it relates to something a lot of people have experienced. When a son starts to no longer need his mom, she is left in the dark more and more each day, and her child slowly becomes another independent adult living in the same house. The idea of losing your mom is terrifying, but that happens twice, and the first time is when you're too young to realize it. When I love you, good night becomes only good night, you're on your own, and there's not a lot you can do to bring that back. We apologize, we admit our mistakes, and if we're not too late, like Bart, we can win back the love we crave. But Marge Be Not Proud explores a notion that is predestined, an essential part of growing up. But while we still have our family, we can appreciate everything our mom, dad, or any loved ones have done for us, even if it's buying us Lee Carvalho's pudding challenge. Go tell your family you love them. Right now.